It's Wednesday evening, hump day. Wah, wah. Hopefully that all of you have had a really good Wednesday. I know that today was a bit of a transition from what seems to have been some stuck places over the last couple of days into, just sitting in it and really feeling my way through it. And then things started to move around today and kind of switch into place, if you will, or disseminate into my next action steps, which certainly helped me get more clear about what I'm willing to put down right now and what I'm willing not to at this point in time, and really using my intuitive sense to make that happen today. And not to make it happen, to allow it to happen, to allow it to emerge. And by doing that and giving myself the space to do that, all kinds of things started showing up, into and including this really cool shelf over here over my right shoulder. Might be left to you. Anyway, this creativity piece where, when I'm looking, what I show you every other night in this area of garden, which is quite beautiful when we're looking one way, but that there's this other seating, and the other side was kind of bland and ordinary, and today it just gave me a really big opportunity because I had time and I had a desire. And so having those two things come together at once, it gave me the chance to do this as a creative project and set up the space so that from all angles, it's a beautiful space to be in. I also worked on my comedy signs today, and I worked on my comedy itself, and just sort of finalizing some of the pieces that are coming together so that I can, potentially take my next step in the direction of having not done this before, stretching my comfort zone, really put me up against my stuff, and be willing to look foolish and risk feeling and looking and possibly being foolish in order to create some mental health awareness and mental health wellness with people that may be challenged by that on the streets of my East Vancouver home, and understanding that by creating laughter and with the intention of sparking people's joy and potentially looking silly myself and risking what that feels like, potentially risking. And all of that stuff, comes from childhood and being judged and not being taken seriously, and, looking outside of the norm. And I have always been this gregarious, large, animated, very precocious and bold person, and I would like to think that my gifts are just that. My gifts are to bring those things forward that make me laugh. I have zero problem at this point in time with vulnerability. It is something that comes quite easily to me. So moving to that place of vulnerability and allowing the laughter and all of those things to occur, and making lots and lots and lots of space for people to show up wherever they're at. And so if that means that people are going to walk past me and ignore me, then I have to be okay with that too. So just trying things on and really getting into my creativity today, and really understanding that life is a process. And as I move through all of the experiences that I'm having right now, and all of the I guess second thoughts and nervousness, and what was 30 days ago has now developed into something, and now that all of the signage is done and mostly everything is built and ready to go, I feel this sense of freaking out, because now I actually have to do the thing that I said that I wanted to do. So that means showing up in a different way. That means also, having had today to disseminate, sort of what I'm willing to keep on the to-do list and what I just, for now, I'm going to let go of and or back burner, and allowing myself some breathing space in a day. And it's just so much more expansive. And today I felt so many gifts in that time that I had. My granddaughter was gone for the day with my son. My daughter and her boyfriend took the heck off when they had no kid during the day. So hello, all of a sudden I have my space to myself. And I'm like, wow, so cool that I get to experience my creativity and just meander through my day. And there's a gentle flow that happens there, right? There's this sort of mystical, magical experience that is a felt experience. And so when I'm in that place and in the zone, so to speak, and using my creativity to create things that are important to me, all of a sudden I feel with passion, all of a sudden things are ignited, all of a sudden I'm moving forward and I'm creating momentum towards what I say that I want yet again. Even though the last couple of days there's been some stalling places and some really up against, the stuff of it all, and questioning, wow, how the heck did I get here again? What is it about me that I keep attracting this too much, gorging on life, whether that be on food or whether it be on content, and feeling like I just need to get it all in and not giving myself any room to digest any of that stuff, any room for it to actually land, where I can calculate how I actually feel, instead just being a consumer. And so that isn't new. And tonight, really experiencing in my Hilarapy drop-in, my Wednesday evening drop-in class, that I have the privilege of facilitating and having everybody in the group take a turn, sharing a level of vulnerability about where they're at in the moment, what's been going on for them with the week, a check-in, if you will. And these are for graduates of the Hilarapy program that they've gone through the comedy class, and this is what we're trying to offer and cultivate, is a community of people that come and plug into that resource over and over and over again. And it doesn't have to be every time, it's a drop-in. So really just making available to people so that if they want to take the time to come and check in and work on some of their comedy and or check in just to boost their vibe, and or they're excited about something and they want to come and share their vibe, whatever's happening there, it's just so magical. And I similar to many of you, I'm sure, who are Zooming in all kinds of different ways and excuse me, in front of your video screen more often than we're used to. I get that another meeting, oh my God, another meeting, what the heck, another meeting. But I do notice that even though it's in the evening and sometimes I feel spent by that point in time, it's a great way to spend my Wednesday evenings in service to other people, in service to myself, and just showing up and facilitating the movement in the group, but everybody just telling their truth and being available to the idea that that we're all in process, that life is a journey, that there's something important to plug into in these times when so many things are unknown. It's a stable place, and it's a sacred space, and it's somewhere where people can just show up over and over and over again, just exactly where they're at and exactly who they are. And that is magical to me. So by the time I leave the conversation an hour and a half later, I feel juiced and pumped for life. I feel like I've been living my purpose and I'm aligned with that place, all the things that I'm really gifted at. And so I keep hearing this: we're responsible to our talents. We have a responsibility to our talents and gifts. We have a responsibility to our individual unique talents and gifts. And every single one of us has them. There is not a person that I have ever met that doesn't have some unique expression, some unique quality, some unique experience that they're able to give from. And if everybody just harnesses that piece and continues to be in service to other human beings by giving it away, this beautiful thing happens with this ebb and flow where people receive and then we receive back, right? And it comes and emerges from within of us. When we share our gifts, people are inspired by those things. It may bring joy in a place that feels joyless. And it could bring happiness and potentially, with levels of vulnerability, there comes this permission to be vulnerable. And so as we, enter our days, and for me, feeling really on purpose when I'm living in that place of being in service to someone else, sharing my gifts and talents, helping develop someone else's gifts and talents. There's something about that is a beautiful gift. And I'm so grateful that I have so many places that I get to plug in with either groups or individuals in my life that are sacred spaces, that have meaning to me, that I'm able to gain support from and feedback behind the scenes so that I can accumulate all of the information, disseminate it, and allow myself to emerge some of my own answers. But that literally has only been since I gave myself the space and breathing room to do so. This isn't a rush. And I don't know why I sometimes feel like it is, like I'm in some kind of race and I gotta get there, and the buildup of overwhelm and the intensity of that situation tends to be the stressor of why I feel so frozen sometimes, and why life feels overwhelming in those moments. And so I'm finding a balance. It's a give and take. Today I feel a little bit more aligned with letting some of the stuff go, really checking intuitively and saying, okay, so this is not for now. I'm clear it's not forever, but I'm clear that it is not for now. And here are the things that are for now. And then the rest of the time, I'm going to actually schedule time off, schedule time, quality time with the people that are important to me, instead of that being the leftovers, which lately hasn't been much. There have been scraps at the table, if that. And I'd like to think that the things that are most important to me deserve more of who I am and what I have to offer than just leftovers. And so I'm happy to say that even though the last couple of days has not been a great experience, that ultimately I appreciate where I am today. So I hope that you've created joy in your life today and that you've experienced wonderful things. My greatest wish is that we're all kind to each other on a regular basis. So much love. See you tomorrow.